So in terms of our use with Century Tech, we start off by giving the initial assessments, and our sort of aim for this year just gone and continuing into the future is to get the right learner on the right course. And Century Tech has played a huge role in that. Us as a team, the functional skills team, have been involved in sort of assessing further the apprentices that are coming in, so potential apprentices. And we use the initial assessments to then make a decision on whether we're going to do further assessments and also whether they're right for the course. So it's really vital that we've used Century Tech in that way. It's just about kind of an overall kind of good communication and setting those expectations of what is the minimum that we expect. And we actually, in our first email, say 1 hour per week per subject. Now that actually might change. If an apprentice is due to come in for an intensive course and to sit an exam soon, we might up that, quite significantly, because Century Tech is really good at highlighting those areas of development. The tutor will actually monitor how much progress they're making. They will give feedback on diagnostics. So we're very lucky to have a very engaged tutor who monitors the online delivery, Nigel, who I know that you've spoken to. And yeah, no, he's brilliant. And he really sort of highlights the areas of development that they need to work on. So it's in addition to obviously what the platform already does, which really helps us. We wouldn't be able to do it without Century Tech. So, it's a kind of, working with what Century Tech offers, if that makes sense. And another motto, I know I said sort of 1 hour per subject per week. Another motto that we like to use is turn the reds and ambers to green. So, when we're talking about how we're sort of communicating with the apprentices, what they need to work on, it's about those kind of areas of development, which is highlighted by the ambers and the reds. So. What we want from them is little and often, because then when they come to do the exam or the course, obviously before the exam, we see a significant improvement in their maths and English skills. And there's a range of ages in these apprenticeships. We get sort of mature students, we get students fresh out of school. So it really kind of bridges that gap between our sort of face-to-face delivery. So yeah, it's very important for us to carry on with it. We have had cases, success stories where clearly an apprentice has the skills sort of necessary, and Century Tech has been a brilliant revision tool for that. So, and then able to, or we might send them a mock paper, for example, over this sort of more distance learning. And in that case, yes, they would come in for less delivery and we'd be able to do the exam sooner, which obviously fits around an apprenticeship very well. I think, especially for our mature apprentices, we really notice that they get straight onto Century Tech as soon as I send the email, and you can see some really good progress, over quite a short amount of time. And we've got one employer, for example, an engineering employer that's very supportive, and they're allowed to have specific time for just working on Century Tech. So we actually haven't seen them face to face yet. And what might happen, I said 6 days over 2 weeks for the maths course, but that might end up being 3 days for one or two of the apprentices who are doing very, very well on Century Tech. And you can really see that they, are understanding the content that was within that. So we can rely on Century Tech in that way. Honestly, it's been really, really helpful, and the apprentices are really enjoying learning through Century Tech as well. So there are a few, but I can think of one very recently. This student has been working extremely well. It's actually level 1 maths and English that they are enrolled onto. And we can see that they're moving so quickly through the level 1 resources that we have actually recently sent them a mock paper for maths, and they've done very well. So we're going to basically get them in for an exam, if you know what I mean. And then they'll be progressing on to level 2, and that's essentially what our goal is to upskill all of the apprentices to level 2, whether they start off on level 1 or not. So it's brilliant, really. We've managed to kind of monitor that and do that in a shorter amount of time for them as well.